The worst hobbies.
Whatever you be doing in your free time, that's really your own business. But sometimes I have to ask you, for what reason? Because some hobbies seem to be the most boring thing in the world, or so stupid or dangerous it has me questioning how it could possibly be fun.
I can name a lot of hobbies that are very weird. In my opinion, I think a great hobby is like knitting, drawing, skating, motorcycles. But the people that cliff jump, if you skydive, even the random hobbies freak me out. Especially the ones that are like the most weirdest hobbies. It can be like collecting green frogs for a living or collecting this really weird type of thing. I want to see some
First
weird,
up,
I want to see some weird hobbies. The weird hobbies. Soap carving. Ghost. There is no way people actually ghost hunt. Is that an actual hobby? Mooing. What does that even mean? Beetle fighting. That's a great hobby. That's one of the greatest hobbies. Streaming is my hobby and YouTube is my hobby. I think it's a pretty good hobby in my opinion.
I'm gonna start with these dangerous ass hobbies. You know, something like parkour seems to be fun, right? Doing some light jumps or a couple flips here and there.
Okay. Parkour is pretty cool until you literally fall to your death. I always see those videos on Instagram of people dangling off like a really high cliff or a really high skyscraper. Parkour is pretty cool though.
Or whatever this is. But once you start doing double backflips up the Empire State Building.
See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like, imagine if you fall, dude. If you fall, that is one of the worst ways of dying. And then, like, what do you even get out of it, dude? Oh, yeah, man. I just did a cool jump. I personally don't understand it, but if it floats your boat, it floats your boat.
And gripping onto glass panes with the tips of your fingers.
No. The ones that make me go crazy are the people that go and just climb buildings like this. Why would you ever want to do this? Like, why? What makes you wake up and want to do this? That type of hobby, I don't understand it.
I think we've lost the plot. Because there's no way someone can find enjoyment out of doing this. You're telling me you feel good doing this.
Oh my God, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. How is that fun? Dangling like that, bro, and just posting it. I don't understand it.
If you don't feel good, we're done, sir.
Is the fact that your life is in danger what makes it more enjoyable for people? Because realistically, that's dumb as hell, bro. And that's the older adrenaline junkies out there. Because deadass, you're out here stressing me out, putting your life at risk like this. Have you ever tried playing some Roblox Squid Game?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Gaming is a great hobby. If you're going on social media or trying to flex to your friends some parkour that can seriously injure you, please don't do it, bro. That is the worst way to die. Imagine right before you die, you just fall for like 10 seconds. That'll be awful.
Get your heart pumping. That's real adrenaline.
No, please! Please don't kill me!
I sort of get the appeal, you know, like it would be fun to jump out of an airplane. But a huge part of that enjoyment is the fact that I know I'll live, okay? There's a nigga strapped to my back that's been doing this for years. Zesty ass profession, by the way. But some people just have to take it to the next level. Okay, what is this, bro?
Okay. No. What is that? No. Did I just see him skydive without a pair?
And the worst form of this adrenaline-seeking nonsense is cave divers.
Nah, that gotta be the worst hobby out there. I don't care what hobby you have. I don't care if you're collecting beetles or collecting spiders. This gotta be the worst way to die. Because I think this hobby is worse than parkour. Let me explain why. If you're in a cave and you get stuck by yourself, you will be there for hours and hours, and maybe even days, just stuck, slowly rotting in the pitch dark. You're stuck. You can't see anything, and you're just literally just not able to move. How is that enjoyable? How is going in the depths of the earth enjoyable and maybe getting stuck? I don't understand it. The only caves I will do are caves like this big that I can clearly walk around and jump in.
We've all seen the memes, and you're probably familiar with the Nutty Putty Cave incident. And if you're not, just look at this picture. I'm pretty sure you can deduce what happened.
See, like that has to be, honest to God, one of the worst ways to die. Because you're literally stuck in a cave by yourself, no lights, you're trapped, and you're just there for days, just rotting, spiders slowly eating you, and how you die is literally just starvation or just bugs eating you alive. And that is the absolute worst way. I hope this guy died fast because he had probably all the blood go to his head.
Happened here.
Saddam Hussein hiding spot.
But cave divers, pretty much what they do, they go into these little ass holes.
How is this enjoyable, bro? Like, look at me, man. I'm diving in a cave like this. How is this?
Purely out of love of the game, because 90% of the time, these caves don't go anywhere. I might, have an inkling of understanding if maybe the entrances to these caves led to somewhere.
Exactly. Like, I would maybe do some cave diving if it led to something like this. Because this is pretty cool. But what's the enjoyment of literally having the chance to get stuck down, like, a literal depths of the earth and just be there and die? Is it the same as parkour? Like, it's just like the adrenaline rush? I don't understand it.
Like a crazy ass light up spot.
Exactly.
But no, they just like fitting in holes. Pause. These will go in pairs like they care about their safety, watch their friend die to a loose rock, and then think it's a good idea to continue exploring.
Wow, guys, Giuseppe's dead. A massive boulder just landed on his head, crushing his skull, shooting his eyes out of their sockets. It was really an eye-opening experience. On the bright...
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is one of the stupidest things you can do. Anybody that does all of this, they're probably not all there in their head.
Okay, listen. You have the freedom to do anything you want, but it's still very dumb. I would personally jump the Empire State Building to literally the next skyscraper right next to it, rather than cave diving like that. I just gotta say it.
But for a hobby to be trash, it's not just something dangerous, okay? There's a lot of stuff that's just straight up lame. For example, if you collect some lame ass shit, I'll let card collecting slide because it's high-key tough, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, all the games you can actually play.
In my opinion, collecting is very cool. Even if you're collecting the most randomest stuff, it's pretty cool. Like, if you're collecting windows, that's pretty cool in my opinion. Or if you're collecting Pokemon cards or pens, if you collect anything, it's pretty cool in my opinion. I don't think there's anything that you can collect that's not cool.
But like sports cards, in my opinion, they're kind of stupid.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Like, you can make money selling them, but like, what else you gonna use them for? Decoration? Like,
I mean, it's just a hobby, dude. It's just wasting time on something, that's what a hobby is. And maybe you can make some money or, make it, or maybe make a career out of it. But it takes time. It's not dangerous. And it's fun. I personally think collecting cards is not a bad thing.
Like, you gonna play a fantasy game with some cards? Fuck out of here. But when you get
I actually think, like, collecting Pokemon cards, I don't think anyone actually plays with the Pokemon cards. They just like collecting them for value or just dopamine.
Collecting teacups, bro.
This collection represents 35 years of my life.
Oh no! What's this? Our table!
Or you're collecting some shit like stamps.
Are you serious right
Yeah,
now?
stamps is kind of boring. But at the end of the day, man, do whatever you want, man. If you want to collect stamps, glass, fingers, severed heads, humans, go for it, man.
Oh, bro.
Come on, gang. Showers, man. Showers. And even people that be collecting some old ass books. Well, I read sometimes too. Yeah, and also collecting colognes. I probably sound like a stinky ass nigga now, but hear me out. I'm not talking about the people that just own multiple fragrances or just want to smell good. I'm talking about those gremlins with the largest cologne collections you ever see. And somehow they look like this.
No, listen. People who collect cologne are like the most stinkiest people I don't know why. I had a buddy that was collecting cologne. He was the stinkiest guy. He wouldn't even open the dang bottles. He would just collect them. He never would use them. I don't understand why.
Talking about those gremlins with the largest cologne collections you ever see, and somehow they look like this. It gets to a point, my dude. Cologne is not saving you. Okay, let's try, the gym. Now tying this to the next one, going to the gym, that's a cool ass hobby. That'd be self-improvement.
That's a great hobby. If you go to the gym, you're being productive, you're meeting friends, and you're working on your body. There's nothing better than that.
But this is just a message to all the middle-aged white women who do anything but work out. 7 sets of shenanigans and 4 reps of tomfoolery. There is infinitely better ways to get fit, bro.
Why did she just drop the coins? What does that have to do? Is that an Irish workout?
Foolery. There is infinitely better ways to get fit, bro.
What context could you possibly have in this position?
Okay, niggas will do anything but pick up a weight. Okay, now moving on to one of my least favorite hobbies. I don't know if you can even call it that,
Let's hit
or
it.
whatever you want to call it. But it's
Fashion.
podcasts. You can't just...
Podcast. Yeah. I have never met someone ever in my life that has listened to a podcast. Ever. I have never sat down and listened to a 2-hour podcast. Maybe I have watched some clips on YouTube of the podcast, but people that generally sit down after a hard days of work, go on YouTube and watch a podcast. I don't understand it personally. But at the end of the day, if it floats your boat, it floats your boat. And making the podcast, it's cool, dude. But just don't make your podcast about like Sigma Alpha videos. That's kind of stupid. Make it something cool, of how to, let's say, fix your sleep schedule or, something actually important.
keep giving every nigga podcast equipment. Alright, let's put a license on it or some rules or something. It's dead ass becoming a problem having to hear some bullshit on IG Reels just because one guy thought it was a good idea to make a podcast.
The Hawkta podcast. If you generally watch the Hawkta podcast, you need help, bro. I'm sorry. I have to say it. If you go and watch that, I couldn't imagine, bro.
Because I promise you, it's like one guy and a group of friends, and one of them has a bright idea to go,
Guys, we should start a podcast.
If any of my friends said that, bro, I'm smacking them. I'm sorry, bro. I'm smacking them into reality.
don't start a podcast if you don't have any motion, like Joe Rogan, who gets some cool ass guests. Or if you're not inspirational and don't have wise words to tell me. If you really don't have anything to bring to the table, maybe that podcast is not such a good idea because it's gonna end up sounding like this.
Put syrup or butter on the pancakes?
Syrup. I don't really like butter.
Both. Butter is good with the chocolate chips, but regular, I'd go syrup.
Bro, who watches that? Like, I'm not one to hate other people's content or what they watch on YouTube. But how is like, oh man, let me watch these kids say what they like in the morning. Who even is this, bro?
The pancakes.
Syrup. I don't really like butter.
Both. Butter is good with the chocolate chips, but regular, I'd go syrup.
No way, bro. Nah, I'm furious.
Okay, now let's think about it. Are podcasts really the meta anymore? If a podcast as successful as Talk Tour can fall off, and now Hawk Tour goes off the grid, how can you say that podcast is still up? That has to tell you something. Okay, jokes.
Listen, there are some cool podcasts, in my opinion, on YouTube that can actually help you and have really cool guests. But that's like 30% of podcasts. The other 70% of podcasts is just brain rot slop, in my opinion.
Aside, why is it the most brainless people that be making podcasts? If I want to hear somebody yap for an hour, at least be like funny or something, or be insightful or have some knowledge on what you're talking about. We all don't need to comment on shit. I think Tyler said it best. If I was president, the first thing I'd do is take podcast mics away from niggas.
What a great quote.
Especially like all these red pill podcasts where they swear they're onto something.
That's what I was saying, bro. It's like, do not play Fortnite. It loses your testosterone. Or it's like, do not open the door to your girlfriend. Make sure she opens it. It proves you're more of a man. Those podcasts, I never understood them.
But they're really not. And they're just talking about some bullshit. For an example, let's analyze this clip real quick.
So I measure time. I've compressed and condensed time. I've bent it.
Okay, then let's see how he's done that.
My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy.
I mean, 6-hour day, that's not really a day now, is it?
My second day starts at noon and goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt.
Okay, so pretty
Imagine going on YouTube, clicking this guy's podcast, and that's what he says, bro. What does that even mean?
6-hour day, that's not really a day now, is it?
My second day starts at noon and
My second day starts at noon, so at 12, and goes until 6 p.m. So that's 7 hours.
goes till 6 p.m. That's day 2. And then the next day is 6 p.m. to midnight. What I've done now is I have changed and manipulated time. I now
What does this even mean? I now get 21 days a week. That if you're I'm sorry, bro. I'm not one to judge other people what they watch on YouTube. If you're generally watching this, I think you should find another podcaster. Who change and manipulative time. This is not, bro. Motivated mind state. There's no way this is real, bro. Oh, here it is.
So I measure time. I've compressed and condensed time. I've bent it. My day is 6 a.m. to noon, and I'm not crazy. You're crazy for thinking it takes 24 hours, just like some dude in a cave did 300 years ago. My second day starts at noon and goes till 6
This
p.m.
is not real. This has to be satire. I don't know, man.
I'll get 21 days a week. Stack that up over a month, I'm gonna kick your butt.
Okay, so pretty much all this guy has done is call 6-hour periods a day.
You stupid.
But with that logic, my day's every hour. So I have like 100 days a week. Yeah, whose butt's being kicked now? And this next one is probably the most despicable
I want to
hobby
hear
out.
it.
And it's being online. You know, I'm not really one to talk because my screen time doesn't really look the greatest. But I'm nothing like you.
How do you get 27 hours in one day?
But I'm nothing like you. Yeah, this one goes out to the chronically online people, you know.
Okay, that's actually insane, bro. In my opinion, I don't think I'm chronically online. I think there's some people that generally wake up in the morning, hop on their PlayStation, and play until the night. And I personally think that's not a hobby. That's a career at that point. I think a hobby should take a little bit of your time, not the whole entire day. If you're gaming too much, you need to step back a little bit. That's all I'm saying. I think video games are awesome, and they help the mind, and they make a lot of enjoyment, but you shouldn't be playing ranked Valorant for 12 hours a day. That's all I gotta say.
The keyboard warriors, the full-time Discord mods, and the, you know, stereotypical...
Okay, listen, if your hobby is Discord modding, I have to tell you something. Why? If any of my viewers are watching right now, like on YouTube, that in your Discord mod, please just explain to me why would you want to waste 6 hours of your day going through chats, not getting paid a cent, and just deleting comments. I have to say it.
Typical Redditors. Maybe it's just a handful of y'all giving bad examples, but too many want to diddle kids.
You look like you should be friends with a 13-year-old boy.
Does it matter?
This is just an astute observation of mine. I know it doesn't apply to everyone in the category, okay? The ones I'm talking about, they all sort of have a certain look to them. You know, a fedora is a dead giveaway, and a neckbeard will get you on the right track. And the reason why being online is such a shit hobby is because 90% of the time it's just pure unproductivity. Like, ain't shit getting done when you're online, I promise you. It's just pure doom scrolling, frying your brain till it looks like a raisin.
I think Instagram Reels, TikTok Reels, and just all those Reels are very awful for you. If that's your hobby, please just get some screen time. Go to your parents and just ask them to put an age restriction on your phone. You should not be waking up, scrolling on Instagram for 7 hours, then going to sleep. Please, just delete Instagram. If you're watching this video and you're scrolling on TikTok for 12 hours a day, just delete it. I'm telling you, you will be so much more productive. Just don't doom scroll on TikTok. Please have a hobby that actually gets you somewhere in life or actually is enjoyment.
We can just look at other hobbies that are objectively good. Like sports, while you're doing it, you're getting fit, or reading, you're increasing your brain power.
Sports are awesome because you're doing something you love. You can make a career out of it if you really want to. It gets you on the right path, and it gets you friends, and it makes you have great memories. Sports are underrated.
All while having entertainment at the same time. But fucking IG Reels, bro. Yeah, it's pure entertainment, but you can't tell me this shit is not damaging to the youth.
If someone scrolls for 7 hours, right, on Instagram Reels, they could not name me 10 of the videos they watched the next day. And that's an issue, bro. It's just brain rot. But if I play, let's say, soccer or watch like a long-term YouTube video about, let's say, blue whales for 30 minutes long, right? I could probably name you some of the things I learned in that YouTube video versus going on Instagram Reels and just watching absolute brain rot.
all over the place, going on your face, handing out packets.
But I'm really one to talk now that I deep it. Just look at my videos, bro. It's really just the worst elements of the internet combined into an 8-minute video just so I can get mid-roll ads. But anywho, we're just gonna ignore everything I just said and move on to our next hobby.
Hit it.
Okay, for the last one, I have a real fear in my hearts for the people that do this, bro.
Hit me.
And it's taxidermy.
What
If
is
you don't know what
that?
taxidermy is, it's where you take a dead animal carcass and then stuff it to make it look like it's still alive for display. Yup, that's the real description.
That is not a hobby, bro. I'm like you, bro, right now. If that's your hobby, never join my Twitch stream or never click on my YouTube video again, bro. I'm sorry, bro. But if you stuff your dead animal with cotton or some type of filling, you need help, bro. And then what we're gonna do with it? Just sleep with it? Just put it to rest, bro. Put it in a grave. Get some ashes if you want it, bro. Having a little physical, that's disgusting.
Can somebody please explain to me where
No, that has to be the first sign of a psychopath. I have to say it.
the enjoyment in this is? Like, what is this freak ass hobby, bro? I cannot trust a single that is doing this. You know, like doing it to deer heads is
No,
one-
see, that's fine. Because that's like culture, right? And that's not your animal, right? And you can hang that up as a decoration. That's different. But like a dog or a cat that you knew for 20 years and that sadly passed away, you shouldn't be just stuffing it up and just putting it as one of your plushies on your bed. That's a little freaky in my opinion, chat.
one thing. Still weird as fuck though, you're pushing it. But when you start combining animals that aren't related at all to create monstrosities, yeah, you are a lost soul.
This is not real. No, this is not real, bro. This is not a real hobby. If this is a hobby, you genuinely need help. This is actually a sign of psychopath. This is an actual sign of like a serial killer. Jeffrey Dahmer, literally.
Oh, bro, stay away from me.
Exactly.
How do you even go about finding out that this is something you're passionate about? Oh yeah, and gooning.
That's what...
Yeah, that's a pretty bad one. Enough of that.
What a great video, man. I like this guy a lot. He made the genie video too. It was really funny. But dude, if your hobby is this, that's not even a hobby. It's just being a serial killer